Hello everybody and welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Last time we explored over here through Route 9 and got into Route 10 at the entrance to Rock Tunnel. But not before encountering a group of Team Rocket members we've fought before with the help of good old Elite Four Lorelei. Oh, it was so awesome to see that. And today guys, we are going to be heading into said Rock Tunnel. But not before I talk to some of these people here at the Pokemon Center, which I didn't do last time. I'm an ace trainer. You'll find that ace trainers like me are a lot tougher to beat than your ordinary trainers. Be ready for a real challenge if you let one of us spot you. Oh, okay, well bring it on, haha. The types of Pokemon match up differently with each other. Based on its types, your Pokemon may be strong against one opponent and weak against another. Yes indeed. And diddly 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 do. I sold a nugget that I had no use for and got 5,000 for it! Oh my god, amazing! I'm actually gonna hold on to selling anything for the time being. I heard that some kind of ghost has been appearing in Lavender Town. Everyone's talking about it. Well, now this is something I definitely gotta see. That's actually a bit of a foreshadowing to what's gonna be happening later on after we get past the Rock Tunnel. This trainer here is totally skippable, which is amazing. Oh, I gotta fight you, which is great. I've been out of the Pokemon gym a few times, but I always lose. Well, maybe it's just because you're not great at being a trainer. Just saying, especially when you have two Pokemon. And you're copying me out with an Eevee? I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this fight. However, what I'm definitely not gonna be cutting out, though, is not only getting these 5 Pokeballs, but also this coach trainer, which we actually haven't fought for in quite a while, not since Route 11, which was, you know, a while back ago, but it's nice to see another coach trainer here. The Rock Tunnel is a tough place, why don't you train here before you go? I'll train you every step of the way if you want. Battle! Okay, Gideo, I'll give you a workout. Now, how many Pokemon are you actually going to have? You have like 3 Pokemon on you? Or something like that? No, you've got 2 Pokemon on you. Okay. That'll be easy. Or not, considering the fact you've just discovered to have a Poliwhirl. Nice! I like seeing that. Not really, though, considering the fact, you know, that. Okay, Poliwhirl is, you know, a stronger version of Poliwag, but Poliwhirl is uncatchable for a very long time, honestly. We're gonna go ahead and use Bob since it just got a level up, so why not? In fact, I just used Bob in the last video, so there's that. Oh, hey, you got Brick Break on your side. Okay, interesting. Alright, I see how it is. Well, we're just gonna go ahead and use... I don't know how much Vine Whip will do, but we'll go ahead and see and try. Okay, so you're just gonna use those moves that actually, you know, like lower my speed or anything like that. I see how it is. Bubble Beam has a chance of lowering speed, however, Bubble, its weaker version of it, always lowers speed. Before Generation 6, it was 20 power, but now Bubble is 40 power. So I think Bubble is actually a better version of Water Gun, in my opinion. But hey, you know what I mean, it's just my opinion. It's just a theory. A game theory. Man, I was surprised how long it took for me to say something like that. Yay, we took out the Poliwhirl. That's probably going to give me a lot of experience. Bob got that experience. Daisy got that experience, and so did everyone else. Oh, okay, Primeape. Ooh, that's a bit of a toughie. I think just to be on the safe side, I'm actually going to use our Pidgeotto that we have in stock for the past while. And hey, why didn't you know it? It focuses on attack more, which is actually interesting. But less on speed, so it's terrible. If only it was an adamant Pidgeotto. Oh well, it's not gonna be a permanent member of my team though, but it's nice to at least have some flying type damage on me. We're gonna go ahead and use a wing attack. This is I really got nothing else against that Primeape. Even though, oh wow, that did a lot of damage. Even though Psyduck is decently bulky, it just does not have a lot of health. And I know for a fact that I'm not gonna be able to survive, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use quick attack and see what that does. That did not do a whole lot. Man, that brick. Oh, for a second I thought I survived. That would have been hilarious if it did. Okay, back to Bob then, because you resist. I guess what we can do is use Leech Seed on it just to actually, you know, survive a hit. Is that really all this trainer knows is like Brick Break? Because that seems to be the case with a lot of trainers, like coach trainers, that they only rely on like one move. But then again, Poliwhirl used Brick Break, but also Bubble Beam, so I don't know, who knows? Who knows at this time? Let's do a Vine Whip because it's the same type attack bonus, and let's see what that does. And you're just going for the same type of attack bonus as well. But lucky for me, I've got Leech Seed, and that's gonna save my butt right there, actually. Yeah, because you only got 2 Pokemon on your side, and I don't think Primeape is actually catchable in this game. You have to raise it up from a Mankey, if I'm not mistaken. Way to go, youngster! If I was playing Pikachu version, I would totally have added Primeape onto my team because I actually like Primeape quite a bit. Turns out you taught me a thing or two. Here, take this for the lesson. But yeah, TM13 Brick Break, a very reliable fighting type move. TM13 can teach your Pokemon Brick Break. This move can break through an opponent's light screen and reflect. Yes, indeed, it is a 75 power physical fighting type move that, well, does just that. It's pretty sweet. Okay, preparations are now finally complete. And with a mere 8 minutes into this recording, well, 9 at this point now. Well, with 8 minutes into our recording sessions, we can now finally enter the one, the only, Rock Tunnel! And it is going to be incredibly dark. Do you want to use Light Up? Yes, indeed. It looks pretty cool, and we'll be interested to try to get through it like that, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that because that sounds stupid. Taco used Light Up. You started seeing your surroundings. Oh my god. Whoa, hey! Speaking of, like, seeing the surroundings of a whole bunch of Golbats and Geodudes and all that, and even Gravelers, oh my. Yeah, the Rock Tunnel has a ton of Pokemon that can be encountered around here, which is quite interesting. As well as a whole bunch of other trainers. Specifically, more than not, Fanatics. Pokemon fight, ready, go! Yeah, these Fanatics like to wear, Slowbro outfits, or Slowpoke outfits. Pokemaniac Ashton. Am I getting punked? Is that how it is? Oh, I didn't even hear what it actually said. Oh, you know what? I probably should have taught Psyduck Brick Break because, well, Psyduck can actually utilize Brick Break pretty well. Well, for the most part. It'd just be nice to have that type of coverage against, you know, like ice types or anything like that. This is a bad matchup here, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Taco because, you know, that's the logical thing to do when it comes to dealing with Pokemaniacs, because they tend to use Slowpokes for some strange reason. Maybe it's because they're so fanatically in love with Slowpokes that they're very slow against, like, you know, anything else in particular. We can go ahead and use Buzzy Buzz. Since Slowpoke is not the beefiest Pokemon out there, I mean, it does has decent HP, but that's about it. Oh boy, let's go ahead and do this. Daisy and all my other Pokemon, we got to get their levels up. Game over. Wow, we got some decent money from these guys, and we don't even have Amulet Coins or any ways to actually increase the amount of money that we receive from battles. It's honestly just like a real shame, especially when it coming in the forms of the Rock Tunnel per se, you know. The Rock Tunnel itself is just a whopping 2 floors, but it is an absolute ginormous maze of stuff that's going around here. We're going to be finding a lot of fighting types, rock and ground types, and flying types, and all the sorts. Speaking of this, we got ourselves a Machop here, which is one of the new Pokemon you can actually find around here. I need to go back to our regular Pokeballs here, because that just adds more challenge, right? And challenge is good! Even though this Machop won't give me a whole lot of experience, but whatever, it's nice to have around here. Can I catch it very nicely? Like that. Ooh, right on the money with that! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That was an excellent, excellent capture. That's what I'm gonna call it. A super excellent capture. Look at that. That's great. I love that. And Vulpix is now up to level 23 with one more level, and it's going to learn Flamethrower, I think. Because I think it learns at level 24. At least I hope I'm right. very powerful in spite of its small size. Its mastery of many types of martial arts makes it very tough. Very nice. If that's what you're looking for a fighting type, then by all means go ahead and capture it. We just got the Brick TM, so I'm gonna go ahead and see who can actually learn this move. And yep, Taco is the only one that can actually learn this move. So we're gonna go ahead and teach us. That way we actually have an actual fighting type move on our side. I'm gonna get rid of Seismic Toss because I don't think it's doing a whole lot of favors for me on that. Chansey is the best one to use Seismic Toss on, so that way I can actually utilize defense bearing and all that. Oh, for a split second I thought Pidgeotto could learn that, but no, that's just a lie. That's just me being, crazy and stuff. And again, I'm always crazy. Anyways, new area. Lots of Pokemon to find here. And when I say a lot of new Pokemon, I really do mean a lot of new Pokemon here. Starting off here with this annoying Graveler come over here. All I can say about this Pokemon is that it's basically a beefier Geodude, and the main upside to catching as a Graveler now is that it has access to trading to fully evolve right out the bat. So, if that tickles your fancy, go ahead and catch yourself a nice beefy Graveler. Well, there's a lot of unique moves, the basic ground and rock type moves that you can have, as well as access to stuff like the elemental punches and Brick Break, for example, that we just got. So if that tickles your fancy, why not go ahead and use it? It can also use Self-Destructing Explosion if that also tickles your fancy, and I don't know why I keep saying that, but I guess Graveler just likes to tickle my funny bone for that reason, I guess. Maybe. And Pidgeotto wants to learn Whirlwind, but we're just gonna say no. Next up over here in terms of evolved Pokemon that we can recently capture here is Golbat. It's basically a faster, more aggressive counterpart to Zubat. If you just want something right away like that, then hey, Golbat is your guy right there. It's basically a utility Pokemon between great moves like U-Turn and Taunt, as well as Confuse Ray and Wing Attack, and all these other unique moves that you might not expect. Like I said, Golbat really isn't the best Pokemon out there. It's decent enough, but hey, we've had access to a play of other nice, reliable flying types, so hey, if this is something that tickles your fancy, go right ahead. Wow, I actually caught that one pretty nicely. Come on, can I catch it? Can I catch it? Can I catch it? Can I catch it? Nope, I couldn't catch it because I'm so sad about that. Catch it? Alright, nice capture right there. Anyways, back to other Pokemon here. In terms of brand new Pokemon, you can find Machop. It's basically the typical fighting type where, you know, fighting types are beefy, they're bulky, they have okay speed in terms of, you know, how it is once fully evolved, and does some really good damage. Has access to a lot of rock and ground type moves as well too, if that also tickles your fancy, which apparently that seems to be the catchphrase for me in this entire bio session. Just like with Graveler though, you are going to need to trade to fully evolve it after it evolves into Machoke, if that's what you're interested to. But once you do that, it's pretty nice to have and does solid damage to boot. Like I said, not a bad Pokemon whatsoever, so if you have access to trading, go ahead and do that. I quite like this Pokemon a lot and knows some good moves. Cubone is also up next year. Yeah, I would expect to see Cubone around here. Well, actually, you know what? I kind of would, actually. It's a nice and quaint little Pokemon. Okay, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and run away from this thing because it's actually kind of annoying me. I really don't like trying to catch Pokemon here. Cubone is decent. It's known for taking bulk pretty well. It's learned some nice moves. Has access to some signature moves such as Bone Club and even Boomerang, which is the better choice. It's basically Earthquake, but it can hit 2 times and does 50 damage for each turn. I think the big thing that falls for Cubone in particular is the fact that it's not as great as it is in the modern games. The thing that just makes it so great is the Bone Club, which is the Thick Club, which is its signature item that I can hold that doubles its attack stat once it's evolved. That is what defines Cubone in a high sense, and it learns tons of great moves as well. It's average in this game at best. It takes hits decently well and does okay damage. If that's something that tickles your fancy, I'm not going to try to persuade you from doing that. But just know that it could be a lot better. It's just not my style for a ground type. And by the way, as a fun fact to end off on Cubone's bio here, is that his Japanese name is unfortunately Orphan. which kind of goes into the quality of how this Pokemon proceeds that you'll probably realize later on in this game. I'm just saying, I'm just stating that for yourself, just to get yourself prepared. Rhyhorn is also up next. This is basically a much beefier Graveler that has amazing attack, defense, and HP as it is. Like, seriously, it can take physical hits like a champ, it can dish out damage really well, and has good HP. The real downside to it is that its special stats and speed are just absolutely garbage, so it is a big workaround when having to deal with that. The upside to also Rhyhorn in particular is that, well, not only is it classified as a ground rock type and not a rock ground type for whatever reason, is the fact that it learns loads of good moves that you might not expect to have. So if that's something that tickles your fancy, that is a really good option. And there I go saying tickle my fancy yet again. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. It's a really reliable Pokemon, and I think the one big downside is that it takes a long time for it to evolve. Level 42 is a huge feat to get past. If you can get past that, it's a really reliable Pokemon, and once fully evolved, learns even more moves for type coverage. So if you want something like that, that's pretty nice. Also learns Mega Orb naturally through level up, so that's also a huge positive if you want something like that under your belt. With a whopping 1% encounter rate, yes, I am dead serious, a whopping 1% encounter rate, you can find Kangaskhan right here. Kangaskhan is basically your, I guess I could say, Snorlax on a diet in some cases, basically. It doesn't do as much damage as Snorlax, but, you know, we haven't encountered Snorlax yet at all, so I don't know why I'm talking like that. It does decent damage, has nice HP, and also decently fast. It also learns a lot of good physical moves that you expect from the normal typing. I will say, though, that it does learn a lot more special moves than it does physical, so it's kind of a letdown that a special attack stat is just as bad as it is. Whoa! Giant Onix right there! But hey, I'm not going to dissuade you from that. Kangaskhan is actually a reliable Pokemon. I'm just saying, though, is that you're going to have a hell of a long time trying to find this thing because of that encounter rate. It's pretty bad. So if that's something that you want, it's not like it can stop you from trying to catch it. It's a good Pokemon. It just takes a while to find. What isn't so hard to find is this... Well, I guess what's trying to be worse is this guy's vision for trying to find me. And wow, giant Onix right there when we just encountered an Onix earlier. And yeah, that's just what I mean. When you remember that reaction that I had earlier from that Onix? Yeah, that's, Onix is a big boy. Onix is a really big boy in the overworld. And remember that Onix that we saw in Cerulean City? Yeah, that was a huge shock for me as well. Like, damn, dude. I should also point out that off-screen, before episode part 17, I think, is that I actually took the opportunity to go to this shop and get some more items. I got more full heals, I got more super potions, and I got a couple more revives. That's all I really needed to do because there is no Pokemon out here by the Poke Center in the Rock Tunnel. So it is a bit of a huge letdown that doesn't follow the same tropes of modern games where they have a mart in the shop, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. Let's go ahead and catch this Rhyhorn here. Let's see. Come on. Did I catch it? Can I catch it? Can I catch it? Wow, actually, very easily. I'm pretty sure Rhyhorn's catch rate was also pretty small too, so I don't know. Taco, you're going way high up in the levels, I see. You're already at level 27, that's insane. Haven't learned any other moves for quite a while, but hey, that's totally fine. A Pokemon with a one-track mind. Once it charges, it won't stop running until it falls asleep. It's 111. Fun fact is that Rhyhorn is actually the first Pokemon to ever be made for Pokemon. And if you want to know another cool fun fact, is that Rhyhorn is actually the 5th team member for my Pokemon League adventures. Awesome! Alright, cool. Yeah, you wouldn't expect me to actually use Rhyhorn. I was kind of debating on how I want to use Rhyhorn. And hey, it's a male too. If I wanted to use Rhyhorn or not, and how I wanted my team to actually be set up. But I think Rhyhorn would actually make a decent addition to the team. Let's just see how good this Rhyhorn is, honestly. Less attack, but more speed? No, thank you. That is actually not what I'm looking for. So, unfortunately, my adventures to try and find the perfect Rhyhorn for my team has gone kaputskis right there. But hey, I'm going to keep trying until I find the right Rhyhorn for my right team. Haha! See what I did there? I did awesome things. Anyways, though, we did a little bit of decent progress while trying to travel here through the rock tunnel, and it's still going to be a while before we can even finish the rest of this area. So I think it's probably a good idea to end things off here for right now. Next time on Let's Play Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, we are going to be exploring through Rock Tunnel and hopefully catch the perfect Rhydon for team member number 5, which is pretty nice. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you here next time for more Let's Go Eevee. Bye! Wow, you just popped out of nowhere, didn't you, Onyx?